Evening, everybody. It is 5:31 on Tuesday afternoon, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1380. Okay, so we had plenty of earnings today. None of them particularly good. Some of them not terrible either, though. So let's get right to it. The Walmart, which is a carryover from yesterday, I want to just mention that it continued down today. Got down to 120 and change. The last is 121.97. That was down 10.07 or 7.6%. Shopify, who is laying off 10% of their workers, 31.92 down 4.79 or 13%. 3M, which had okay earnings, they were a slight miss, but the big news was that they are spinning off their healthcare business as a separate company. And the stock, which was a little bit, it was up about 7, then it was up about 4.5. It actually closed 140.75, up 663 or 4.9% after hitting a high of 145.70. GM was a miss. Stock closed 33.34, down $1.18 or 3%. If you recall, at the beginning of the year, your president could not stop pounding the table on GM being the best and the one to own, and etc. Something that clearly he has no ability in whatsoever. And the stock was 66, so it's been cut in half. So good call, Joe. Coinstar being investigated by the SEC over allegations that a bunch of the coins and things that they have sold are actually unregistered securities. The stock, which traded as high as 368, currently closing at 52.92, down 14.15 or 21%. So the stock is down, like everything else in that group, 75-80%. Microsoft had a miss, but the stock had closed at 251.90, and that was down 693 before the numbers. It traded down to 243, but has since popped up. It's trading about unchanged around 252, which is actually up a dime from the 4 o'clock close. Google with a minor miss. The stock had closed 105.02. Down 249. It has since traded up above 108. I have the last at 107.79, up 28 cents since the close. Visa was okay, a little bit of a beat, but everybody should have known that from the American Express earnings. The stock had closed 212.49, down $1.78, traded up to 220, but the last is about 212.5, and that is down 227 on the day. So, not much of a change there. The big winner for the day, with also a minor miss, was Chipotle. The stock had closed at 1,316.43, and that was down 12.44. It has since traded as high as 1,433. The last I have is 1,430, and that's 101.13 higher. So they really liked the numbers there. Another one that I've mentioned for the last couple of days that I also introduced you to when monkeypox first started, SIGA, S-I-G-A, SIGA Technologies. They have a monkeypox vaccine, and at the time the stock was about $8. It moved up to 14.80 and then came right back down to that 8.50 area. Yesterday it was 1569, and that was up 353 or 29%. Today it has traded as high as 1847. The last is 1834, up 265. That's another 17%. So there are things that are working. Dow down 228.50. Um, and that was severely hurt, obviously, by Walmart and a couple of other big retail names, Home Depot for one. The Dow Jones transports, though, were a big loser, down 251.47 or 1.81. The only thing that was down worse than that was NASDAQ, down 220.09, 1.87, so 6/100ths of a percent worse than transport, so nothing overwhelming there. S&P down about 46, which was 1.15%. The Russell is down 1253.7%, and the VIX was actually up 133, which, is kind of unusual that it hasn't really popped back to the upside on these down days that we have, because even at up 133, it's still only 24.69, and we really haven't had a blow off to the upside on it. Advanced declines were 3-2 down on the NYSE, 7-4 down on the NAS, and volume was 4.2 billion, which is up a tenth of a billion from yesterday, but definitely in the summer doldrum kind of numbers. Oil, after trading up to 99 this morning, closed 94.98, down $1.72. Energy was pretty much weak across the board, except, of course, for nat gas. It closed 882, up a quarter after trading as high as 941. Let's remember that the recovery high there, is only 966 on the day that it reversed and fell $1.50 from that level on the Freeport, Texas explosion and fire. Gold was basically unchanged, down $1.40 at 1717.70, a lot of sevens. Bitcoin was down almost 1,000, down 970 at 20,915. The dollar was up 69 cents at 107.04, and it gapped up this morning, so it didn't close far off the high. The bonds had a big run, up almost 2 points, but they only finished up 0.75 point. So we'll have to see. We have consumer confidence came out this morning, 95.7, down from 97, so not great. And of course, tomorrow we have the Fed, the second day of the meeting, and the decision, which looks like up 75, and the press conference. So I'll be back first thing in the morning. Have a good evening.